Hey everybody, welcome to Drinking with Ray. Barber shops have opened here in Ireland. I had the longest hair I had since I was 8 years old. I didn't get it cut since January, so whew, this is what I normally look like. Or so. Anyways, welcome to Drinking with Ray. We have another West Cork awesome whiskey here. Single malt Irish whiskey Glengarriff series, which is 43% alcohol by volume. West Cork is the Atlantic Ocean side. I almost said Pacific. Atlantic Ocean side of the tiny country of Ireland. Right there. Next stop is the USA, I guess. Heading out that way, maybe Canada. All right, well, today we're going to talk about Irish famous myths and legends and Irish folklore. Ooh, I like that kind of stuff too. You know, deviates from the facts of history that I talk about so much. And they're super famous, so it's kind of cool. And I like ancient beliefs and things, you know, and nature and stuff that Christianity or pre-modern religions and all over the world. There's tons of interesting stuff when it comes to that. I like researching that kind of thing too. So, and I love geography. West Cork has the cool craggy coast on its bottle. Its label. Oh, there we go. West Cork, West Side. All right. Thank you for Drinking with Ray. Let's give it a try. All right, well, this might be, ooh, that's interesting. So this is peat charred cask matured. So the cask, let's see what it looks like here. All right, not too dark a color. Little golden hue. All right, so what it says in the back here, the age-old hills of Glengarriff, West Cork, are home to ancient woodlands. Ooh, you know I like ancient things. And accompanying bogland, the Glengarriff series is a tribute to the historic part of Ireland. Peat harvested. Peat is like, we talked about this before on the previous episode. Peat is marsh, grass, and bog pressed down over time. So that's dried and burned. And it's a traditional technique to char the virgin oak casks, the inside of it, to give it the whiskey its flavor. Single malt is then uniquely finished in these casks. A truly unique Irish whiskey. All right, sorry for so much reading, you know, but let's get drinking with Ray. Let's give it a try. Talk about some Irish lore, myths, and legends next. Woo, that is different. Whoa. Wow. West Cork, man. You make some really good ones. Highly recommend West Cork. There's a lot of good Irish whiskeys. It's kind of been my thing here for a while. Hey, pubs are opening up kind of soon all over the world, bars and pubs. But remember, be safe. Wear a mask when you can. Don't get close to other people. We got to be careful with this whole deal, reopening things. But pubs did open here in Ireland, kind of, so you're able to go. So a lot of my new Drinking with Ray videos, wherever I go and stuff that I do, it's going to be on location, which is going to be super cool. I have one that will be putting out soon from the first week of pubs opening here in Ireland again. They're kind of open. Okay, it's complicated. I didn't talk about how this tasted. So that was real smoky. I could feel it kind of hit my face. It was weird. So I can't explain when things happen like that. Certain flavor profiles. Whew, yeah, that was a nice one. West Cork, another great whiskey. One of my favorites, probably all their collections. Ooh, this is the cask strength also. So they didn't water it down. This is how it came straight out of that peak charred cask that this was made in. So here in Ireland, I've been for a long time, unexpectedly, and I've learned a lot about many different things in history and legends and whiskeys and castle ruins, all kinds of stuff. Some of my ancestors, you know, some of their stories. I found the crest of some of my ancestors. Bought that at the shop. Some of my friends, I found their crest. I sent it to them. Oh, I found some Irish shamrocks that I'm going to mail some people so that they like the garden. Oh, it's just been an interesting Irish time here. And oh, I'm so happy I got a haircut. Okay, rambling again like usually. Great whiskey. It's got this great peaty flavor. So this might just be, I'm thinking it is. There's plans to kind of move on soon. Fingers crossed. But this might just be the last Irish whiskey in Ireland video. So, hey, cheers to all the Irish whiskeys. Yeah, slante, slange, however you say it. Yeah, the inventors of whiskey. Give them a round of applause. Drinking with Ray, drinking with Ray. Oh, man, it gets like into your nose. And, Oh, that's a good one. It's a good one. All right, so Irish legends and myths and lore. Let's get into that now. I'm sure we've all heard of many of these. So this is, especially in small towns, kind of thing is still in the people's heads to this day. A lot of people still believe in this kind of stuff, which is cool. Trolls and fairies and goddesses, and it's like ingrained in the Irish people, man. It's really, really awesome. One of my favorite ones is the harp, which is a national symbol for Ireland. It's on the Guinness logo. Oh, I don't have the harp shirt. Maybe it's over there. Oh, maybe someone can find it for me real quick so I can show the harp. Okay, so the harp, the story behind our national symbol. It is said that evil gods stole the first harp from the Dagda, a king in Irish Celtic mythology. So these stories are thousands of years old. They're passed down through, hey, thank you. They're passed down through generation after generation by word of mouth. There's the harp, the Irish harp. The Celtic Irish times, you know, were 2,000 years, 3,000 years ago. And more. It could go back 10,000 years, some of these stories. Who knows? They don't know. It wasn't written down. So the lack of music in Ireland caused sadness to pass over the country until Dagda turned to art to cheer them up. Speaking of music, be on the lookout for my new... I was on site at this castle and I made a little video about Irish music history, which is connected to the music of the world, actually. And it's really old history, too. Be on the lookout for that. All right. So back to the harp. Eventually, the evil gods gave it back to them, and joy returned to the land. This is how the harp became a national icon of Ireland and became cemented in the folk music tradition of Ireland. Oh, I like that. Irish really like their music. That's one of the saddest things about the pubs closing. You know, of course, it's nice to have a nice little drink around lots of people instead of sitting in your house or watching TV or whatever. But in Ireland, especially, that Irish music, man, oh, there's something about it. It's just got this flavor and vibe, and the accent, the way it goes with it. I'm sure the old Irish music and Gaelic was incredible. I love that Irish music. All right, so Irish myths and folklore go beyond that, though. Mythology and Ireland go hand in hand. Irish storytelling has been a staple of our culture. Irish culture since the dawn of time, with songs, tales, and limericks spreading the world as the Irish immigrated to other places like America, right? Here are the some famous myths. So there's fairies living all around us, they believe. That's another thing the Irish kind of came up with. The fairies are more than just the little flying, beautiful creatures, you know, we know from like Disney movies. There was all kinds of different ones. There was one that's the banshee, a woman woman of the fairy is the harbinger of death. Ooh, that's a scary fairy, man. Jeez. A leprechaun is considered a fairy originally. So we all are the most famous of all Irish legends and lore. The leprechaun. So at the leprechaun at the end of a rainbow, you can find him with a pot of gold. That's a big one. And so there's some other fairies too, like the changelings and the puka and the dulhanan. Ooh, so the changelings and the puka, Pooka, is intense. They're shapeshifters. So the puka and changelings are shape changers that are some of the most feared creatures of Irish folklore. They were said to bring bad luck to those who saw them and were particularly feared around time of harvest. They often frequented the form of a wild dog with red sulfurous eyes, but could also take form of a goblin or human with animal features. Ooh, crazy. They are often written as evil and bloodthirsty. Still, there are also tales of them warning humans of accidents or being harnessed as protection. Ooh, I like that. All right, so, you know, there's some fairies with a little bit of bad luck associated with them. It's kind of scary. You know, this Irish weather, the cold, windy nights, the dark forests and world of the past before electricity. These stories probably scared quite a bit of Irish children sometimes, maybe to keep them out of trouble. Maybe some of this, and I always believe this, some myths and legends are based on something real. Who knows what really is going on? Changelings, shapeshifters, reptilians, who knows, man? I like stuff like that. All right, so here's a nicer note. Butterflies. I've seen lots of butterflies actually all over Ireland this spring. They're a message of good luck. Oh, I like that. Another one is the rainbow. There's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It rains here a lot, and sun pops out and the clouds are always shifting. You see rainbows often. Mermaids are from Ireland too. They are myths of beautiful women, but they're sometimes evil ones called marrows, pig-faced with sharp teeth. Woo! A mermaid was said to be formed when a woman was drowned in the creation of Lough Neagh. I think that's a lake, maybe. They were said to come ashore and have relationships with men before leaving them and returning to sea. Ooh. Mermaids. All right, so leprechauns. We all know that one. I talked about that already. Be careful, though, about leprechauns. They may look friendly, the short little guys in green, but they are not to be trusted, leprechauns. So what are some other ones here? Masha, the goddess of horses. Ooh, that's a nice one. Pixie and love. Ooh, the love pixie. It's another story and legend. The shamrock, which was connected to Christianity a little bit. St. Patrick's teaching tool. The Irish couldn't understand what he was saying, talking about the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So the three-leafed clover he meant to represent. He picked it off the grass. I've seen them actually around it. They're around here and there. Oh, shamrock. Four-leaf clover is also lucky, but the three-leaf clover is two, and it was meant to show the Holy Trinity, and it kind of stuck to this day. And oh, here's a good one. The Dulhanan, the terrifying tale of the Headless Horseman. So we know about Sleepy Hollow, which is a story from America, actually. So that probably derived from Irish who came to America and told this story. Cool. So those are just a few passed down famous stories. There's many gods and monsters involved. The Bodach, whispered across misty ages from times long gone, are the stories of Cailleach, one of, sorry if I'm butchering these words, Gaelic Irish is a very hard language, one of the ancient goddesses of the first people to walk in Ireland. Wow, so we're talking many tens of thousands of years ago. Queen of mighty glaciers that once clenched the land in her frozen grip. So during the Ice Age, glaciers, you know, went down all through here, middle of Europe. It was a completely different world in those times. That's where humans kind of came up. Neanderthals were running around. That's crazy. That story comes from that time. Okay, so there's more stories. We'll talk about a few of them more. Last Dragon in Ireland, the Water Horse, Fergus, and the Demon Wind. Ooh, the Demon Wind. That one sounds kind of cool. Air demons were the most dreaded by the people. They lived among the clouds and mists and rocks, and they hated the human race with the utmost malignity. In those times, in the north of Desmond, in Cork, ooh, named the man, and it goes on more and more. Okay, that's from around here, Cork. Awesome. All right, the man-wolves. Ooh, that sounds scary. And Cailleach is a veiled woman. She is among the most ancient deities venerated in Ireland. She whose realm lies in ice and cold of winter. Once it was said that she ruled all the world. Ooh, that sounds like a crazy story too. Arborach, the dwarf king. See, yeah, a lot of stories, trolls, dwarfs. You know, Lord of the Rings kind of stuff. It's kind of tied with that kind of stuff. Like this also. Balor of the Evil Eye, just like Lord of the Rings. In ancient times, even before something, I can't read it. Sorry for doing so much reading. Hey, thank you for being with Drinking with Ray. Back to the eye. Okay. The land was ruled by a powerful sorceress. And the eye, all-looking eye looked over everybody. Ooh, and the Banshees is a crazy story. Several other ones. Really cool. So there's a people, mythical people of Ireland, who were here for thousands of years, called the Tuatha De Danann. So the Tuatha De Danann was a supernatural race in Irish mythology, which I think there's some truth to that also. Some is based on the people that were here many times before. Many thousands of years ago, even before the Celtics maybe even came. Tuatha they dwell in the other world, but interact with humans and the human world. They are associated with the ancient passage tombs, such as Brua, Badanan, and several other portals to the other world. Ooh, so the most famous of that is where Ireland gets its name from. Her name, a goddess, is Erin. In Irish it's Eru. Irish Eru. Eru, the goddess, is represented as the goddess of all of Ireland, the whole island. She's often interpreted as a modern-day personification of Ireland. Eru is the old Irish word for the country, and the word A-E-I-R-E got changed into Erin and turned to Ireland, which comes from Norse, so Ireland, there you go. That's one of the most famous goddesses. She played a lot. She was important in the history of Ireland and their old beliefs. So Ireland became Christianized, and you know, now is one of the most Irish or Catholic countries in the world, I would say. That's a whole nother story about the different Christianity issues, and we won't get into that now. But the pre-Christian Ireland is super fascinating. All these Irish, Celtic and Irish and Druids, the Druid people, or not people, Druids were specific people that were kind of like a priestly class that had ancient knowledge and went into the forest and streams and meditated and got knowledge from the spirits of nature and all this cool stuff. And they had knowledge from like talking with all the maybe goddesses and different creatures that he encountered, and they could see into another portal world. Druids are really cool. They have ancient sites all around Ireland. I couldn't really get to them. You know, I don't drive. I do what I can. It was a pandemic, you know, so it would have been cool to see that, but the Druids are really cool. Irish folklore is really cool. Irish fairy tales and more legends of the Emerald Isle. Just like this green-hued bottle I have from West Cork. The Glengarriff series. A very tasty whiskey. So remember, share this video. Hey, also, ping, you know, hit the bell button. So every time I make a video, you get a notification. You can watch all of them. I appreciate all the views and everybody drinking with Ray, learning about history with Ray, all that stuff, man. Hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up, share with your friends, share on social media, hit up my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, see the world with Ray. I'll keep drinking with Ray, and I'm putting together some old videos, and I'm just gonna keep doing my thing, man. Irish whiskey has been a interesting and fun thing to explore over this time, and soon it'll be time to move on to something else. So let's finish this glass. That's that, and thanks for drinking with Ray. Be on the lookout for any of those threatening creatures that might come bumping in the night. Who knows? They might be real. You never know. And if you see a rainbow, remember, there might be a leprechaun pot of gold at the end. Okay. See you next time. Thank you. Bye.